Hi everyone, hope you're doing good. So today I've got a quick, well not quick, semi-quick video on another oldie but goodie. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation and I'm reviewing the shade Capucinno. I bought this a while back but I just haven't had a chance to film my review on the foundation. I bought it online on eBay and actually got quite a good deal on it. I think I bought it for about £8, £7.99 or so. And I know some other stores like Superdrugs or Boots sell the same foundation probably for about £11.99 or £12.99, something thereabouts. So I saved a few pounds by buying it on eBay. When I first bought the foundation, I wasn't really sure if the Capucinno was the right shade for me. I was a bit doubtful. It looked a bit too yellowy. So this is the bottle next to my skin. I'm not sure if you can see, but yeah, so when I initially bought it, it looked a bit too light, slightly too light, too yellow, and I looked, I don't know how to describe it. I looked, I guess, slightly ill. Yeah, so it's definitely not a good look when your foundation makes you look ill and you're fine. So I decided to mix it. So I've tested it out on my hand and I'm still not quite convinced. So I decided to mix it if I need to with this really cheap foundation that I got from the hair shop, and it's by the brand Vital. Yeah, so this foundation you see in your hair shop, it's probably like £2.99. It's another matte liquid foundation and it has quite a few shades for us brown skin girls. But the only thing is this particular formula isn't the best. It dries really quickly, so if you're really on a super tight budget or you're new to foundation and you want to play around, then this particular brand might be good for you. But obviously if you know your way around foundation and you want something better, something like the Maybelline Fit Me will definitely be way better. But the only reason I chose this one to mix with my Maybelline Fit Me is because this particular color, which is honey, it has a red undertone to it, so that to mix with this that's a bit more yellow should hopefully give me something that's a bit more closer to my skin tone. So obviously we'll see how it goes. I'll just add a little bit. I shouldn't need too much because I think this is quite close to my shade anyway, but I'm just not totally convinced. So without further ado, let's get to the review. So I mean, unless you've been living under a rock, you probably already know about this particular foundation. I think there, as other reviewers have mentioned, there are two types to this foundation. There's the dewy one and then there's the matte one. So if you're oily combination, then the matte will definitely be the best option for you. And I have oily skin, not too oily, but it does get oily around my T-zone further down the line as the day goes on. So yeah, so this is definitely the option that I wanted. And this particular shade I think now comes in about 24 shades. If I just quickly check the Maybelline website, I think it definitely says it comes in 24 shades. Yes, it does. And I saw a few other videos where they'd mentioned that the shade range had been extended and there wasn't really too much of a hype about it. So yeah, so if you previously tried this foundation and you couldn't find a color that was your match, or you had to mix colors, then there are definitely more colors available. And I think the colors that are the new colors are possibly, I think, classic tan, spicy brown, and what was the other one? I'm not sure if mocha is the new one, but definitely, is it classic tan? No, natural tan, and no, classic tan and spicy brown, which I don't think I've seen around I haven't seen on YouTube. I haven't seen that many people reviewing those particular colors. So upon review, I've actually seen one other reviewer who actually reviewed classic tan and spicy brown, and classic tan looked like it might actually be the perfect shade for me. So I think definitely when I run through this bottle, I definitely look at purchasing classic tan. But unfortunately, being here in the UK, I don't think those particular colors actually are sold in the UK. If they are, I mean, if anybody knows that, please let me know in the comment section. But I'll probably have to purchase it off the American version of the eBay website, and purchase it from abroad. But yeah, so without further ado, let me just get to the foundations. I won't talk too much. So this particular bottle doesn't have a pump, but I've heard that some you can get a MAC foundation pump to fit this bottle or something like that. But I don't have a problem pouring it onto the back of my hand, so I'm just going to do that now. Oh, and by the way, I've already moisturized and primed my face, and I think my prime, so the primer that I normally use is the W7 Prime Magic, and it's a really good silicone based foundation. It makes my foundation last all day. I definitely know a difference. I can tell the difference when I don't use it versus when I do. So this is the amount, and it's a good consistency. It's not too liquidy. It's not as liquidy as the L'Oreal True Match, which I reviewed in my previous video. I'll link that down below. So if you can see the colour, it is really a really nice rich colour, but I just think it's slightly too yellow, but we'll see how it applies on my skin. I'm just going to use my Buffin foundation brush. It looks like on camera it looks like a better match to my skin actually than it does in front of the window, but upon review actually it feels like it matches my skin tone a bit more than I remembered. It still has a slight yellowish tinge to it, and also this foundation is medium to full coverage, but I really enjoy using this foundation. It's a really good consistency, and it definitely helps with the pores. I have quite a bit of texture on my cheeks from years and years of having acne. Mine isn't the worst case of acne that you've ever seen, but I do still get a few spots here and there. The majority of it is gone, but as you can see I still have some scars. So this foundation is it feels really good. It feels really good on my skin. I'll definitely need concealer for where I have some discoloration on my cheeks. Do you know what? I don't think I'm going to need that other foundation. I was convinced I was going to have to mix it, but I think once I've put my powder on, then it should be quite a close match to my skin. Have to do a concealer sandwich, which is to put foundation and then concealer and then foundation on top. I'm tempted to color correct. I've been experimenting with the LA Girl orange color corrector, but I think maybe for today I'll just put some concealer, and I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear concealer, and that's in NC45. I'm going to use the beauty sponge to blend the concealer out. I'm just going to go in with a bit more foundation. Oddly enough, I feel like this sponge is taking off some of the foundation I've just applied. So I think I'm just going to continue with the brush. I'm just going to conceal under my eyes with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Toffee. And I'm taking the brush off, by the way. I find it's a bit easier to do my eyebrows with without the brush. I'm not doing anything too dramatic. I'm not bringing it down in a V like you normally see. This is just an everyday foundation application. I'm just going to apply some powder and then come back and do my eyebrows and then give you just my final thoughts. To be honest, I don't really have much to say on this foundation apart from the fact that it's amazing. It definitely fills in some of my pores. I wouldn't say it's completely a poreless foundation or anything. It definitely does. It does the job really well. Yeah, you can still see some. I can still see some texture on my skin, but to be honest, that's, you know, something I'll definitely have to work on with my skincare. There's only so much foundation can do anyway. So yeah, it's definitely exceeded my expectations. So I'm just gonna apply my trusty collection sheer loose powder. Just applying it to my smile lines as well because I tend to crease up there. Next I'm going to apply my LA Girl Pro Face High Definition Matte Powder, and it's in the shade Warm Caramel. So I'm going to do my eyebrows and I'm going to come back and give you my final thoughts on the foundation. Hi everyone, so I'm back. And to give you my final thoughts on this Maybelline Fit Me foundation, I absolutely love it. It's definitely added to my repertoire of foundations for everyday wear. To be honest, it doesn't even have to be limited to everyday wear. If you wanted to go out and put this on, this will definitely see you through the night. It's very affordable, so if you're definitely a budget beauty like myself, or you're not particularly into overhyped expensive foundation, this will definitely do the job. Like I said, it comes in a variety of shades and it goes from beige to dark brown, so it definitely covers, you know, a good spectrum of colors. And again, if you have to mix it, then, you know, if you can't find your shade and you have to mix it, then, you know, you can always buy 1 or 2 shades. For the price, it still wouldn't be as much as some of these other higher end foundations anyway, so even if you have to mix it, it's probably not the end of the world. So in conclusion, like I said, I love this foundation. It applies beautifully and it definitely stays in place all day. The only thing I can say is I tend to have a bit of kind of wear. Is it wear? I don't know how to describe it. Where your foundation disappears a little bit around your smile lines. Yeah, so that tends to happen maybe around, say, 5-6 hours or so. It doesn't disappear completely, but it just starts to set into my smile lines. And I think other people, you know, other people have this same issue with some foundations, so that definitely happens with this one. But apart from that, I don't have any other complaints. It's definitely a great foundation. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this review. And if you like what you see, comment down below. Thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, have a blessed day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.